This is Sawyer Robertson, and you're listening to the Bearcast on SicEm365.com.
Welcome into the Bearcast on SicEm365.com, presented by WellMed Medical Management. Today I'm here with Colt Barber, and Colt, what an exciting day it is. We had gotten all kinds of hints about what Baylor may do this year after adding anthracite jerseys last year. Could they add chrome to their helmets? I think that was something that we had talked about. And today, Baylor Football finally released a video after teasing it a couple days. And chrome is back, baby. Here we are. I mean, what a throwback. This is an awesome time. And I mean, just looking at these highlights and everything, I mean, this is such a special moment, I think, for Baylor. And now you get kind of that swag back. I think it's starting to get there, it feels like.
Yeah, I guess the last time they wore these was 2017, 18. I guess it was 17 with the Oklahoma game. And man, it was, like this was everybody discusses. It's kind of like the era. Everyone's, hyped about this era. Everybody was having a lot of fun in this era. And then the helmets go away, the uniforms go away. Matt Rule changed it to look like a mini Penn State, and then never really got adjusted until last year. And then improvement last year with the black uniforms, with the overall look. But this to me was like, I'm a fan of the chrome. I think it's just a great look, but it's also, you don't want to get too far away from your traditional colors. So to mix this in with what Baylor's doing with uniforms now excites me. And I'm, obviously you're expecting them to wear this helmet with green uniforms and obviously potentially white uniforms, and now the black uniforms or anthracite uniforms. So I don't think this is just a one-time deal. I think this is going to be coming back quite a bit.
I do too. I think they got a great opportunity here to use it a ton. I will say, so they put out a couple different advertisements for this, and they had one with Sawyer Robertson in which he opens a box and the light, the glare on him looked really yellow. And so when I saw that, I was kind of like, okay, so they're going to make it more like their uniform colors. It's going to be kind of this bright yellow. It's kind of what my expectation was going into this. But seeing these, I mean, these are really close to what they used to have. This is perfect, in my opinion. I'm very glad that they did this. It's going to look so good with the anthracite jerseys. I'm curious how it looks with the other ones, just because their new updated jerseys do have a lot of different kind of colors on them and different patterns on them. So I'm curious how it's going to look. But I think in general, I mean, this is how you get a fan base excited before a season. This is how you get people just kind of putting their eyeballs on the product and potentially bringing people back. Because as we know on SicEm 365 Premium, there are a lot of people who still haven't moved on from, where Baylor was at during this time period. Now I think you get another chance to kind of bring everyone back. I think this is a great moment for Baylor, and definitely it does provide memories of what was a really, really cool and special time period for Baylor football. And it happened to be when, I was going to school there.
Yeah, and obviously this was Bryce Petty doing the video is really cool. Obviously he was right in the middle of that. Had 2 years wearing those uniforms, Big 12 champions in both of those years. But I'm curious to see these helmets, in the stadium, in the light. Obviously they dropped the teaser pictures as well after the video, and if you look at those pictures, they look more yellow gold to what the new uniform colors are. And so I'm curious to see these under the light, because if it does play well with the other uniform sets, it's perfect. And I don't think you can make this type of decision without considering using with them all the uniforms. They tease it with the green back in the 2013-2014 season with Bryce Petty, where they're wearing the green uniforms with the gold helmets, gold chrome. So I think the intention has to be there, and you can't be that short-sighted to not make them match. And even if it's just changing up the BU emblem to make it look a little bit closer to the uniforms. But I'm anxious to see this under the light, because they went above and beyond to make it look yellow, or more the yellow gold, what is now Baylor's colors in the promotional videos that you talked about with Sawyer Robertson. Now these images they're putting out look more of that color. So maybe once you get them into the light, you get them under the stadium, they do mesh well a little bit better. But with the black, they're going to look great. We know that. I think that everyone can anticipate that. But I'm anxious to see how far they go with this uniform combination, because people love them. And if you're winning them, they're going to love them even more.
Yeah, they absolutely will. And again, I think during that time period that we're talking about, I mean, there was just so many points being scored, so many games being won, so many really key moments. I think wearing those chrome helmets that it just kind of brings back a lot of, I think, emotions for people and excitement. And I think you're seeing that on social media. You're seeing that on our website. I mean, people are just thrilled to have this coming back. And I do think when you're kind of building towards this season that we're talking about with Baylor this year, where, a lot of people are expecting them to be really good this year. And there's a lot of expectations within the fan base. I think having something like this is actually really important, and something that, again, I think it gets people to come watch the games. It gets people excited for the upcoming season, and to do it, 2 weeks out from the first game of the season, I think is really, really smart. I think this is a great decision, and something that should give Baylor some juice going into the season. I know, we could go through a ton of moments. There have been a ton of moments wearing these helmets. I mean, blowouts, lots of key signature wins during that time period. Thinking of the K-State win, the TCU win, just a bunch of big ones kind of on the list. And now, Baylor gets a chance to kind of start building that again with these chrome helmets. And they're going to bring them out for those special games. At least that's what you would think.
Yeah, I mean, even truthfully, you go back to the 2012 season before they had the chrome. And I don't know if you remember this. I'm sure you do, at least looking back. But the Kansas State game, when Kansas State was ranked number 1, well, Baylor broke out the black jerseys in that game with the original gold helmets, what they wore in that era. And that was kind of the precursor to this. They went to the black jersey. They had the really metallic gold pants with the helmet, and then 2013 leads into this. So you talk about the moments. Well, that was the first moment. The number 1 team in the country comes in. Baylor blows them out. It's like 52-14 or something crazy, and really controls that game from start to finish. And then that set it up for 2013. Lake Seastrunk having the photo shoot with these new uniforms, and how cool that looked. Floyd Casey Stadium. And so really this gold chrome goes all the way back to Floyd Casey now. This has been over a decade that these were introduced. And I've always been in the mindset, like, everyone's kind of doing it now, but Baylor was that first one, like that, along with Oregon. Oregon did it always. It seemed like they always had it, but then Baylor was one of those first ones to introduce it outside of Oregon. And it was a really cool fad that they started. Now kind of everyone's done it, but now everybody's kind of gotten away from it as well. It's like everyone did it forever. And now it's kind of backtracking where not as many people do it. But I think Baylor's that truly is a throwback to a great extent now. And that's really cool for this team to have the opportunity to wear these, and obviously for the future as well. But I think it does re-engage the fan base. They see these, like, immediately I sent this to my family, who are all diehard Baylor fans, and they're really excited to see it, and just kind of nostalgia in a way. And it's been, what, if it was the last time they wore it was 2017, it's been 7 seasons now. So it's not like it's just a short amount of time passed. It's been a while since they've worn them. And I'm really anxious to see it when they take the field against Auburn in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I was trying to remember if they wore it during that 2018 season, like against Texas Tech at the end of the year. That was the one that I kind of had in mind for some reason, but I don't know that for sure. And you mentioned the 2012 season against Kansas State. That was actually my freshman year at Baylor. So definitely remember that game. Definitely a special moment there, and definitely something that I do think started that trend. And then 2013, there was just this swag about the team wearing those helmets. So now you fast forward to this year, and there's a swag about this team, a lot of excitement about what this year could be, a lot of excitement about this offense in particular, which again fits really well with what those Baylor teams did in the past as well. So it should be really cool. I think this is just one of those special moments. I think this is a smart thing by Baylor Athletics. I think, a lot of people have been hard on Baylor Athletics at times. I think this is a moment where everyone can sit back and say, man, this is great. This is great for everyone. This is great for Baylor. And this is an opportunity to, again, unite the fan base coming into what is a very important season for the Baylor program and for Dave Aranda and his coaching staff. So I think in general, A+ is all around. This was a great decision today. So that's it for today. Thanks for listening. This has been the Bearcast on SicEm365.com.
Join SicEm 365 Premium on a $1 for 1 month trial to read our experts' notes and insights. Know about high school commits, off-season transfers, coaching staff changes, and so much more before the rest. Also, download the SicEm 365 app on your iPhone today to get instant notifications of breaking news, read up on the latest inside info, easily interact with other Baylor fans on our forums, and get alerts for anything published by your favorite staff members.